Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Megbert's Musings. It's the pretty damn cold edition, as you can see, even in my apartment. I just came in from outside. There's snow. I love snow. It's awesome. I'm going to totally make myself a snowman, and maybe I'll take a picture of it or something. Okay, today. Oh, where's my little notepad thing? First off, lots of stuff going on around the world, especially the Middle East, if you hadn't heard. The people of Egypt are protesting their dictatorship that they've had for like 30 some odd years, and are trying to install, their own brand new government. Good for them. There's some horrific footage of people getting run over by cars and shot and stuff out there. And I've been checking up on it every day. The Al-Jazeera English network is an amazing resource. They've done a great job reporting from Egypt and, putting their life on the line pretty much to get the story. And so much better than anything here in the States. And I'll link their live view because they're streaming it for free online, and just some really, really good commentary and stuff about what's going on over there. Which started with Tunisia, which I think they ousted their entire government. I believe Egypt's working on that. They got most of them gone, except the president, who is refusing to leave right away. Maybe today's protest will get him out of there. Then Jordan, also the king there, dismissed his government and was going to do reforms. And Yemen, I think, as well, was working on reforms, which is a landslide of democracy, which is kind of cool. All without the need to shoot somebody. What's up with that? I'll put a link to the Watch Now live feed for Al Jazeera. It's really, really good. Next up, there was a big giant ass storm in Australia. That kind of went away really quickly. I guess they're just recovering now. Not really sure. There's not a whole lot of news on that. Yeah, they'll probably be okay. They know how to surf. Right? Bad joke. Okay, next up, D&D. I started a couple of weeks ago playing a game of D&D with a couple of coworkers from work, his friends, and Gabe, who's the friend from work, is an excellent DM, so it's a lot of fun. And I'm playing a monk, just a basic monk class character, who is very high dexterity, very high wisdom, so he has a lot of common sense. He can dodge and fight, but not terribly strong and not exactly very smart. So he can't read very well. He's not ever going to dual class and become a monk wizard, which actually, like a monk with touch spells, well, that might be pretty badass, but it'll never happen because he's dumb as a knoll, which, if you don't know, fantasy, it's like a upright walking dog, kind of. They're not very smart at all. That's been a lot of fun, and can't go wrong playing pen and paper RPGs because you have to use your imagination, which I totally grew up using because I grew up playing text-based MMOs online, MUDs, for a long time, so I had to use my imagination to imagine, what the rooms look like, the monsters, my character, all that sort of stuff. So it's not a big stretch playing D&D. It's been years, literally, probably 7 or 8 years since I played, and it's a lot of fun getting back into it and having a good group to play with, and they're funny, smart, so excellent times all around every week for like 4 or 5 hours. It's a good break from reality. It's a lot of fun. Since I'm not playing video games anymore, still haven't picked up anything, which I've like whitelisted on like a private server that I can go on and play multiplayer Minecraft, but I haven't taken a chance to do that because if I do, there goes 6 hours easily because I'll want to build a house and a mine and all that stuff. Let's see, that's good times. Next up, Super Bowl this weekend. I know not everybody's a super sports fan, but gotta love it. Cliched for at least the commercials, which I've seen a lot of lead-up commercials this week and last week where a company, I think I've seen Budweiser do it, a couple others, where they say to be continued or find out on February 6th, that kind of stuff. Um, I know a lot of the commercials get leaked early, and you can watch them on YouTube prior to the game, but I haven't really gone out and searched for any, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. But back to the pre-commercials, which is a brilliant marketing scheme because you get to buy a cheap-ass commercial in addition to, and somebody has to watch and maybe be influenced by your ridiculously expensive commercial during the Super Bowl or right afterwards, post or pre-game, depending on how you want to do that. And it makes you think about, oh, hey, yeah, I remember I gotta watch the Super Bowl so I can see what the hell happened on that commercial. Unless you don't, and then you can just, catch it online later. Because, there will be shows analyzing all the commercials. I think still my favorite Super Bowl commercial I've ever seen was the McDonald's commercial in the museum with the skeletal Tyrannosaurus Rex and the French fries. And, yeah, I really like that one. I'll see if I can find it. It was really good. I only ever saw it aired twice, and they should have aired it more after that. Oh, yeah, going to a party, too, for it. I'm going to make my barbecue honey barbecue teriyaki chicken wings, which I'll see if I can. Well, there's not really much of a recipe. I just take a big bowl, mix some honey, barbecue sauce, some kind of barbecue sauce. Doesn't really matter. And then smattering a teriyaki sauce, and then dip the wings in there. Well, I let the wings thaw, and these are just standard prepackaged bag of assorted wings from like Walmart or something. And excuse me, let them thaw. I pour salt all over them because salt helps sort of break down the fat. I know chicken's kind of lean, but helps break down the fat, loosens up the meat, and you just leave it on there for about 10 minutes. Rinse it all off, sort of pat dry that, all the wings, and then you toss them in the sauce. Let them soak them, let them sit there a bunch all at once, and then move them into the oven with some butter, more of the sauce, pour it over top, and bake them for a couple hours at like 300 degrees. And then you rotate them because you can get like a fake grilled, like almost crispy charred outside, while still having it, practically fall off the bone and melt. And I'm going to do about 10 pounds of those. I'm going to go buy 2 5-pound bags, and they turn out excellent. They seem to turn out pretty well. Everybody loves them. So I'm going to make a bunch of wings. Should be really, really good. And what else? Final thing. This should kind of probably longer than I thought this was going to be, but the final thing I have is Google recently put out a new project that they've done called Google Art View, I believe. Let me go look real quick. It's called the Google Art Project. What it is they went through a bunch of different museums and art museums, so paintings, things like that, and all over the world. Let's see, it's at Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, the Frick Collection in New York City, Tate Britain in London, let's see, Van Gogh Museum, State Heritage Museum in St. Petersburg. A bunch of museums, they went out and did a Google Street View of them. Now, it lets you sort of walk around the museum so you can go appreciate art, a bunch of famous paintings and stuff like that. And then some of the paintings you can actually zoom in, and they took extremely high resolution photographs of the paintings, and so you can zoom in, get a look at them, and be able to appreciate some famous art without actually having to travel to these foreign countries and go into the museum. And it's really cool. Definitely check it out if you have any interest in paintings or art or sculptures or whatever you might find in there. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it too much, but it's a pretty cool little idea. They need to do that for more museums, because I'd love to go visit museums. I love history and that kind of stuff. I'd love to go to Washington, D.C. and visit the Smithsonian. Maybe I'll make that a summer trip or something, because that would be a ton of fun. And check it out, because it looks like it's a pretty good tool, at least to enhance your knowledge of artistic shit and stuff. Okay. Anyways, I think it's almost time to get out of here. Go to work. Yay! Maybe. We'll see who shows up. It's pretty snowy out there. We got, okay, maybe not pretty snowy. It's nothing like Chicago. We only got like an inch, maybe an inch and a half of snow. But down here, that pretty much stops everything from actually doing anything. So, I will leave you to the rest of your day. And this has been episode 4 of Megbert's Musings. And catch you later.